Doing it live. What's up, everybody? It's the Z-Man. Florida's greatest. The greatest comedian ever in the history of Florida. Living here now or from here. That's what we're working with. That's what we're working with here in Florida. Jimmy I. Here, those links in Twitter didn't work. Yeah, I screwed it up. I was trying to go live just on Patreon just because I want that to be one of the perks. But I'll figure it out. I got time. This is the fourth podcast I've done today. Spellbound. Peace. Spellbound Bear. Jimmy, I had to get the pop-up notification from YouTube. Well, I'm glad you jumped in, Jimmy. I'm glad you jumped in. Bert Kreischer is playing 2 miles away from my house right now. I just saw that pop up on my feed. That's weird. Huh? Kind of weird. What's going on with all of you guys? Are you guys following Brian Landry? Are you guys on board with Brian Landry? Or as I like to call him, alligator food. Apparently they found his notebook and backpack right by a lake that was, I guess they found it, and they found some body remains. So I'm thinking, if I put my Columbo hat on, Columbo, doesn't stand for Cleveland, stands for Columbo. I'm thinking the guy went to that reserve, offed himself, and he became alligator and whatever food for whatever's out there for about a month. That's my Tim Dillon conspiracy theory hat. This is my tinfoil hat. So I think they're going to have the coroner or whoever, the CSI people, they're going to have to confirm that it's his body one way or the other. But I think he's dead. I think he accidentally killed her. And he couldn't believe. I think at first he was going to try to get away with it. Then he realized, fuck, it's over. So that's what's going on in my investigation. I am a armchair FBI agent. And from my records, in my investigation, that's what happens. That's what's happening right now as we speak. Rack me. Just want to give you guys heads up. We have a new Misery Loves Football that's out right now with Jim Florentine and Brant Tobler. Drez Lard, Chad's the man. You're the man. That's out, and a new sit-down Zumach is out too. So that's a lot of content. Stuart Mitchell, Zumach PI. I like it. Joshua Hogg, does Kevin Brennan do any therapy? He should. That's my medical advice. What's up, Ken Mosca? New Metal says, go Sixers, Z-Man. Jimmy I says, is Jim pissed Luke is ahead of him in the pool? I don't think so. I think he's fine. I think, what up, Vinny Cash, my man? Vinny Cash. If he's mad that his 11-year-old son's ahead of him in the pool, and he probably gave him the money to get in the pool, I think I'm sure it's fine. My conspiracy theory is Tim Dillon. My Tim Dillon conspiracy theory is Jim Florentine and Luke Florentine are working together. That's my conspiracy theory. Sean Mack says Tony Mazur's cool. He is cool. I like Tony. Him and I, we vibed very well. I recognized that early on. I think he's a funny guy, and I admire Tony because I came from the Cleveland comedy scene and I saw how everybody's such a fucking follower there, and he was the only guy that did his own thing, and I respected that. I respected that he didn't join the masses and he just did his own thing, and I like that. I respect when anyone has the balls to go out on their own when some people, the masses, don't consider it cool or their opinion necessarily cool. I get behind that. In my older age, I respect people that go out on a limb, especially in this day and age when everyone is flocking like sheep because they're afraid. They're afraid of getting canceled. They're afraid of getting their jobs taken away. They're afraid of the pylon. Where I'm no longer afraid. Those days are over. I've already had my pylon. I've already been canceled. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. What? Wait, hold on. Stuart Mitchell, can you guys hear me? You see Netflix CEO caved in his support for Chappelle. I did not see that. Is that what the C on the cap stands for? Stands for Colombo. Some might say Cavs, some might say Cleveland. I say Colombo. This is how insane this country is right now. They're trying to cancel a black comedian, a black man, in free speech. That's where we're at right now. I can't. If they cave and they cancel his special, it'll be so embarrassing. I'm trying to pull it up right now because I want to see if. Not that I like fact checking, but I'm going to try it anyway. I did see the video of the guy coming making fun of everyone. That's hilarious. As long as they keep it up there. I don't see anything, but as long as they keep his special up, who gives a shit? All those people are doing is making noise. And if they want to get technical, they're spreading COVID too. Large groups of people spread COVID. I guess if it's a protest or, if you're Black Lives Matter, you can't get COVID. We're living in an insane world right now. Everything is insane. There's no logical decisions being made. Zero. Thomas McNulty says, I say give Chappelle a paycheck. He's a closer. Give the LGBT people the dinner knife set. That's funny. It's like, you know what? The power is, the problem is social media. It's out of control. That's why I'm off Twitter right now. I know I put the tweet out that I'm on my live and and I promoted the football shows out now with Florentine and Tobler. I did it just to get it out there, but I didn't check act mentions because it's getting way too toxic. And after my 2 weeks in Oklahoma, I need a break from it. It's just, I don't need to be there. It's an echo chamber of nonsense, and everyone thinks they have a voice and they think it's important and it should be heard. And I don't give a fuck. I'm doing my own thing. But everybody with a blue check, and it's funny because I have a blue check, but I'm not going around telling you what you should and should not do. New Metal Old Head says, get down with Landry. Get down to that Landry Preserve wearing your Venmo shirt. Get on camera. You must have heard me say that. I was saying that when all the people were outside Brian Laundrie's house, I was going to go down there with my Venmo shirt and act like I knew Brian. Yeah, man, he was always cool. Like, I don't know why. I never saw him as a killer. And just kind of puffed my chest out obnoxiously with my Venmo. Even comedians would think that was funny. Yeah, he seemed like a good guy, man. I mean, he loved nature, and I didn't see this one coming. No, but that's my hot take. I think he killed her accidentally, and I think he's like he was going to try to get away with it, and then he realized he couldn't get away with it, and he's fucked. So he went down to the reserve and killed himself. And the past month, he's been eaten by fish, alligators, whatever the fuck, snakes, whatever's in that water. They were chowing down on Brian Laundrie. And then when the water went down, they found his book bag and his notebook. So yeah, he offed himself. He's out. 86 Brian Laundrie. Thomas McNulty, free publicity, Chad saying, before we all jump to conclusions about Brian Laundrie, thank you for hashtagging that, Thomas. Remember, Richard Kimball ran, and he was innocent. OJ ran, and he was innocent. Let's try to keep an open mind. Well, listen. I mean, Richard Kimball pretty much got acquitted. I mean, that's well documented that he didn't kill his wife. OJ, on the other hand, I guess he got acquitted, but still, he doesn't have that negative cloud like OJ has. Richard Kimball, it's like a different killing. Like, I mean, I think the difference between OJ and Richard Kimball is OJ, I think, proved it was the one-armed man. I haven't seen The Fugitive in a long time, but I think he had undeniable evidence that he didn't do it. Where OJ, on the other hand, there's a lot of questions. So listen, I want to let the juice off because I think he's a phenomenal social commentator on Twitter. I think he's phenomenal on his takes. He's got great takes. But I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that he didn't kill his wife. But I will say this about OJ, and I'm saying this right now if you're watching. Listen, that was a bad night. And you haven't killed anybody since, so you learned a lesson. That was wrong. You're probably like, I fucked that up. Like Brian Laundrie fucked it up, and he knows he did. That's why he killed himself. He's like, I fucked up. Last time I drove cross country with a woman. Jimmy, do you think his notebook was his comedy career? I hope so. Ken Mosca, did you get my Venmo? My internet is really bad tonight, and I can't tell if it went through. Let's check, Ken. I will go and I will check. Ken Mosca, new MLF is out tonight. I know a certain person's trying to sabotage it, but we will continue the show. And if it gets down to the point where a certain person has to refund people's money, then that's on him. Let me see what we got. Let me see. Richie Jones says OJ could run the hell out of the football. That's undeniable. Quality Hurts commercials. The guy can run. Richie Jones has shot out to Compound Kenny. Compound Kenny, you got a fan in the chat, baby. You're cooking. I'm going live more than Kwame Brown. How about my man Alex Magamore? Alex Magamore with the super chat. I got kicked out of an Aldi's Facebook group because I posted your video. Best post ever. That's awesome. That is fucking awesome. Thank you for fighting the good fight, my friend. Fuck Aldi for being sensitive, and fuck them for sending me a cease and desist. I was trying to be funny. And they're just sensitive, like those LGBTQ protesters. I was trying to be funny. By the way, I'm still looking for the Venmo thing. Ken, thank you. Can't wait to watch the Browns tomorrow. I'm just kidding. I bet against the Browns in the spread. Spoiler alert. Ken, I just got your Venmo, buddy. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you, dude. You didn't have to do that. But we're fighting the good fight over here. We're trying to keep the ship going, even though I don't have the hat anymore. I can't steer the ship properly. I'm all over the map. Phil Walsh, you think Jim Florentine ever ate Robin Quivers' mud bucks? I don't know. I've never asked, and I don't want to. But I think that's something you could send Gmail. In fact, go to Jim Florentine's website and send it and ask a question. Maybe he'll answer. New Metal Overhead. Let's all flood all these groups with that video. That's funny. Because, like, yeah, let's do that. Like, who gives a fuck if you get kicked out? Are you going to be that upset that you got kicked out of the Aldi's Facebook group? That's almost like a badge of honor. Sorry, I'm trying to... Ooh, I got another Venmo from Phil. Thank you, Phil. Vinny Cash sent me one yesterday. Vinny, thank you. There it is. Boom. Okay, let me get to the chat. Hold on, I got a cough. Oh. Primordial Soup. Chad, you and Kevin should form a posse, deputize a few other comics, and bring Laundry Desperado to justice. Listen, the update is he might be alligator food, my friend. They found body remains in the reserve next to his notebook and backpack. So I'm going to wait till what the feds say before I put together a posse of vigilantes. Jimmy I. Opie fell off his cheap e-scooter. A part broke. He bought the cheapest one. Are you talking to Opie, the original captain? Greg Hughes fell off a scooter. Probably doesn't have the hat like me. We're at sea rudderless. We don't have a wheel. This is all over the map. Son of a bitch. Vinny, I'm writing that down. I'm gonna write down YouTube fucking Salt Lake City. Death Think. Hey Chad, your podcasts have been much better lately. Any hope of getting an exclusive interview with Brian P. McCarthy? I think that ship sailed too. I think Brian McCarthy, in all seriousness, I don't hate the man. He was fun to make fun of. A lot of fun to make fun of. Because he has this weird arrogance about him where he takes himself so much seriously and he sees himself in this higher tier that doesn't exist. And it's just a weird confidence for a blind man who hasn't really done anything. I mean, he sold coke to like comedians, so I would love to talk to Brian but I don't think he has it in him. I think he thinks he's better than that, or I think it's a weird insecurity, but it's definitely a narcissist quality. Is he a malicious man? By no means. Is he a lonely man? I think so. What do we got here? Edel Candle? I can't. EDILICANIDAL. What is the last song you listened to? Funny you should ask. Fucking, I just listened to it. Dragon Magic by Queen. It is a jam. I heard Joe Rogan talking about it. I downloaded it. It's a jam. I'm not even a big Queen fan, but it's early Queen where they're just rocking out. It's none of this opera shit. It's just them rocking. Dragon Queen. Check it out. No, Dragon Attack. Dragon Attack from Queen. Dragon Attack. If you have Apple Music, Spotify, highly recommend it. Put it on your playlist. If you like rock, you'll dig it. And I'm not even a Queen fan. I was into it. I just rode my bike to Fresh Market. Dragon Attack. Boom. Phil Walsh, I heard they found Brian Laundrie's remains in Alex Engelberg's underwear. Listen, listen, I know you're trying to be funny, but that's a good. I would look there first. I would look there first. My boy Paul Padone. He's always a nice man. Thanks, Paul. What's up? Good afternoon, my friend. Good. I know you're overseas. Richie Jones. Opie was too busy steering the ship and not steering the scooter. Some of these are funny. Ken Mosca. How did I miss that laundry update? I've been following it. Listen, I'm an internet sleuth when it comes to that. That's like the one thing I'm following. I don't know why. It's almost like a real life Netflix documentary doesn't have an ending yet. It's like we're like in the middle of the season, trying to figure out what's going on. It's sad that I'm following it like it's like an actual murder doc, but technically it is. Drez Lard says, no blindy ever again. Please, Lord. Hey, man. That's Drez's Yelp review on Blindy. Listen, at this point, I don't know what the fuck Kevin's doing. I have no clue. But if he wants Blindy back, go, by all means, make amends. For the people that like it, like him, have at it. I don't know if it'll ever happen again. But I don't know what's in Kevin's mind. I don't know what he's trying to do. I really don't. I have no clue. It's all on him at this point. I know he's really trying to sabotage the football podcast. I know that. It's sad because there's no reason it should be like that. Thomas McNulty. In the real world, I have heard of Brian as a sexual deviant, a touchy-feely guy. Well, listen, I don't know. I have not spoken to the man in 2 years, so who knows? God bless him. Death think. He's responding to Drez Lard. I know people hate him, but he made the show funny because he was something for Kevin and Chad to react to. They found a captain's hat at the Landry scene in Florida. Bum, bum, bum. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm on the lam now. Uh-oh. Time to go. So, yeah, just the update. New Sit Down Zumach's up. It's on my Patreon, patreon.com/Sit Down Zumach. New football podcast up with Jim Florentine and Brant Tobler. It's a really funny one. It's really funny. Brant and Jim, they have a discussion about marriage and him getting married. That's really funny. Jim shits on me a lot. It's fun. We had a good time doing it. And yeah, so go check it out if you get the chance. I'm trying to read your guys' things. Rumor is Landry's was last seen in a 2015 Toyota. I think you have a 2016 Honda. Is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to say that I was with Brian Landry? Yeah, and by the way, I'm eligible for an upgrade. It's paid off. Yeah, but I refuse. Because why? I have a 2016 Honda, and it only has 80,000 miles. And that's after I drove to Oklahoma and across country from Los Angeles to Cleveland, Cleveland to Florida, Cleveland to Oklahoma, Oklahoma back to Tampa. And I only have 80,000 on it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not one of those guys that need to upgrade my car every 5 fucking seconds. Don't need it. In fact, my car's been sitting there since Sunday night when I got back from Side Splitters. If I don't have to drive, I'm not driving. Like, I'm going to Side Splitters tomorrow because I forgot to pick up my check. And then I'm at the Tampa Improv tomorrow, Friday 2 shows, Saturday 2 shows, and I think Sunday. I don't know. I'm looking into that one right now. Brian Laundrie is featuring at Uncle Vinny's this weekend. He's middling for Rich Voss. Death Think. Chad, I think I know what Kevin is doing. He's capped off at his subscribers, so now no free shows. But MLC hasn't been good for a while. He's going to start bleeding Patreon listeners. Listen, man, I tried to help. I tried to help him every way I could, but you can only help a person so much, and there's only so much a person, eventually they got to do what they got to do, You're either going to listen or not. I had a good plan. I think I helped raise the Patreons. I know that from when I joined. I know they went up. At one point, we almost hit 1,000, which was never done before. I personally believe he should put out free shows, not just on YouTube, but audio. But it's not up to me at this point. Wish him the best. He's hilarious. But there's only so much you can do and so much you can take. I don't care. I was just trying to help him and his family. Thomas McNulty, Chad, tonight Opie Hughes says that all a fan has to do is invite him to his favorite bar, Gebbert's, and you could interview him there. I'm not a big Opie fan. Flimsley Greenberg says he stays at 900 to 1,000, and it's been that way for a long time. Now, it went up. It went up quite a bit, probably last year before I moved to Tampa. Like in that time zone, it went up, but it never hit 1,000. And I know some people are bailing on the football podcast because Kevin's, he quit or whatever. But they're still going to be fun. They're still going to be funny. Granted, people signed up for that because it was an offshoot of Misery Loves Company. That was the whole idea. The whole idea was we were in COVID lockdowns. We were looking for stuff to do. We thought it would be fun to do a sports podcast because everyone got pissed off. We talked sports and football during MLC, and then we decided to turn it into a betting. We decided to bet. It was just me, Ken, and a guest, and Ken would keep track. But now, we thought it was my idea. I was like, let's everyone have chip in money. And Kevin suggested a $250 buy-in. By the way, I paid. So I know he's trying to make that into a story, an angle. I paid. The payout is until January. So when we were all working together, it wasn't a problem until we got in an argument. Now it was an issue. Now he's saying, from what I hear, if you come on if you're in the football poll and you come on the podcast, you're suspended or whatever. Well, he needs to refund people's money if that's how you, because that's stealing. That's not cool. Richie says the shows really good too. I don't know what you're talking about. That first interview with Whitney's sister was great. Richie, Ashley Cummins. She usually jumps in here. I don't know where she's at. She's probably doing yoga. Death Thing. Chad, it was good when you got him going. He would get worked up. He should have cut you in on the Patreon loot. Have you ever noticed that Tony Mazer sounds like Ben Shapiro? You know what? Tony actually had said that to me. He does have a Ben Shapiro vibe. I could see that. No, the deal was I think he was justifying it because I was getting money from the football pool or the football Patreon. So that's how he was justifying. But it's like I'm also helping you book your show, and I'm showing up all the time, and I'm promoting it. I'm showing up. I mean, that was his whole thing with Blindy was he showed up, right? So I don't know. I just wanted a little gratitude. That's all. I just wanted some more gratitude instead of getting yelled at because I couldn't. Because I'm driving around Oklahoma City trying to find strong Wi-Fi, busting my ass after a 9-hour, 12-hour drive. Flimsy Greenberg agrees big time. I like Tony. I think we do a good job on Mondays on my Patreon. We do just a real honest discussion. Flimsy Greenberg. Is Tom Cassidy the new captain of the SSMLC? I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know what his plans are. And just for the record, I don't have a problem with Tom Cassidy. I know I try to make it into something after the roast. I don't. He's not even on my radar. I don't care. God bless him, if he is. God bless him. God bless Tom Cassidy and whatever he's doing. Hopefully he gets past at the cellar or whatever he's trying to do. I don't know what he's trying to do, but God bless him. By the way, I'm not going to New York anytime soon. That's not happening. Fuck that. I just heard on Rogan, he had Michael Malice on, and they were both shitting on LA and New York, and I could not agree more. After living in LA and visiting New York and actually kind of living in New York, I'm all out. Don't need to be there anymore. Those days are over. Thomas McNulty, I heard a rumor that when you and Brennan don't work together, he has trouble performing in the bathroom. That's weird. You're being weird. You're just being silly on the chat. The roast was good with Kev and Chad. Nailed it. Hey, I came up with it. It was another idea, another moneymaker, another event, more content. So for all the haters, say what you want. I bring content. I bring it. Phil, can you get Alex Engelbert on the show? That is a hard pass. Her ass was just on the podcast with Gino and Tony. If you want to be a creep and go through it, Gino's in a hotel room with her, and she gets out of bed and goes to the bathroom. You can see her ass in the distance. Never hate. You did good, mate. Well, thank you, mate. You in Australia too? Got a couple people from Australia. Brown Snake. Is that Brown Snake? Thomas McNulty. LA people have fake personalities. New York people have lousy personalities. It's a good analogy. That's a good analogy. No, Rogan made a good point. They're still living by this this weird thing that was before lockdowns, this weird way of doing things with the industry, and it's not that anymore. It's just not. Thank you for the Venmo, Steve-O. Now, I don't think it's Steve-O from Jackass. I actually know Steve-O from Jackass. So if you're in the chat, what's your alias? Thank you. I wanted to give you a proper thank you. Flimsy, is Rogan's Comedy Club going to happen? All right, this is what I know about Rogan's Comedy Club. This is what I heard from reliable sources. I got my ear to the ground. I'm like Huggy Bear and Starsky and Hutch. I know a few people. I know some things. This is what I know. They were really into it. Like they were like full steam ahead. In fact, Adam Egan moved there to book the club and help run it. Everything was in place. Rogan hired door guys. He hired the manager. He had it all in place. And they found out there was something faulty with the building that was going to cost a lot of money. And Rogan goes, "Why do I have to pay for this? This, the city should pay for this." And for some reason, I don't know the exact details, but he said, "All right, we're just going to back out of the project." And they found a new location. And I don't know what the ETA is on that or where it's at, but that's what I know from very reliable sources, that they had to back out of the project when it was full steam ahead because of some sort of zoning. I don't know anything about owning. I know how to own a Honda Civic. I know how to what's that? Speaking of which, they need to mail me my title. I still haven't got my title in after a year. Richie Jones, that's a hard pass on Alex Engelbert's ass. Ooh, England, mate. Good day. Given the lowdown on the lowdown. 2032. That's when I'm going to die, Richie. If I'm lucky. Chet is like Huggy Bear with a fish in his shoes. The fish are long and dead, but hey, it's still a pimpin' shoe. Oh, that was an "I'm going to get you, sucker." I remember that. He had the goldfish. Thomas McNulty, Rogan should do a secret show. People take DMT to find it and to attend. Yeah, Matt Mead should book him at the Secret Show in Connecticut. Death thing. Are you going to go see Bert Kreischer? Um. Well, the show's going on as we speak. But here, this is how far away I'm from Bert Kreischer. I'm 8 minutes, 4.1 miles from where Bert's performing. Probably not going to. Listen, Bert knows I'm in town. I have no animosity. If he reached out, I'd talk to him. Doubt he will. I think if I had some heat in the industry and I had something going, he would. But no hard feelings. It is what it is. Best of luck to Bert. He's there until Saturday, Death think. No, I think I saw on his little tour thing, someone retweeted it. He's here he's here tonight, tomorrow, and then he goes to Orlando. And Orlando's about an hour and 15 minutes away, which that's not happening. Porcelain did his long anticipated Bert doc. Have you seen it? Yes, I have. I saw it. I saw it right away. Flimsy Greenberg, what do you think? What do you know about Red Bar going MIA? You know what's funny? I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. I know people love Red Bar, and I have nothing against the guy. He's funny. But he didn't come on my radar until COVID. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I didn't follow his show. I didn't know anything about him until he started talking about me and the show. That's when he became on my radar. But I just did a podcast, which is on my Patreon, with Patrick Melton. And I guess he had a feud with him. And I guess Patrick used to be really big into podcasting. He's like one of the first podcasts. He has a lot of fans and a lot of people that hate him. So I guess him and Red Bar had a weird thing. But he was giving me his theories on him. He thinks Red Bar's sick, but he's not sure. So I don't have any insight on Red Bar. None. I know he's from Chicago. That's about as far as it goes. Richie Jones says, Orlando is a misery to drive through. I wouldn't want to see a relative on their deathbed in Orlando. It depends on what time you're going, but it's never really good. You're right. You're right. Only knew of him when Diaz called him out. Who did Diaz call out? By the way, Diaz lives like 4 houses down from Florentine in Jersey. It's hilarious. Flimsy says, Melton is a big-time Red Bar fool like Gino. Yeah, I don't know. He just told me about it. Like, he was just telling me. He was a nice guy. We did shows. He was pretty funny. We got along really well. But, yeah, go check out the podcast. We talk about it. Diaz called out Red Bar on the church a few years back. Oh, okay. See, I'm new to the whole Red Bar world. I don't know. Richie Jones says, I'm 2 hours from Orlando in St. Pete, which isn't much better. You're in St. Pete, Richie. You're right over the bridge. You're probably about 25 minutes from me. Thomas McNulty, Chad, how do you stay in good shape? Sports or working out? You're talking to me how to do it? Or because I'm certainly not in good shape. I'm in the worst shape of my life. I am if anything, that Oklahoma trip has woken me up. Like, I gotta get it together. So I've been biking like a maniac as of late. I rode over 2 hours today on my bike. I look healthy? Thank you, because I'm not. I'm the worst I've ever been. The worst. Absolute worst. I was at Side Splitters this weekend. They had a professional photographer there, and she showed me the photos. The photos were great, except for me. She goes, do you want these? I'm like, no. I don't want them to see the light of day. I look like shit. But thank you. I'm going to have to – it's been a point of – like, I got to get healthier. Because I really do think I have PTSD from that trip, from that robbery. It kind of messed me up, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of messed up over it. It's pretty freaky thinking I could have just been shot and dead just like that. Now I know how Gabby feels. Just kidding. Too soon. Diaz always tells true stories. Only person who tells more truth is Bert Kreischer. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know about that. No disrespect. Oh my God, you guys are. I like when the chat becomes its own thing and people start talking to each other. That's funny. That's funny. Matthew S., you got robbed at gunpoint, dude. I would absolutely need therapy for that. Well, here's the thing. I've been through a lot of shit my whole life. I've been through a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse. It was one of those moments where it didn't hit me until afterwards, like how scary it really was. When the guy told me to get down on the ground on my stomach and put my hands behind my back and he ran away, I laid there for 10 minutes thinking I was dead. That's what I can't get over. That's the one that's fucking me up. So all this week, all I'm doing is doubling down on podcast. I'm doing the Tampa Improv this weekend, but luckily that's 3 miles from my house, so it's not like I have to drive very far. But I'm just really working on my health, my mental health, because I'm like, I need it. Bro Dog says, Adam Hunter said he used to be a good friends with Bert, and ever since Rogan made him famous, Bert acts like he doesn't know him anymore. Are you talking about Red Bar or Diaz? I don't know what's going on at this point. Is there a link to it? The dude Brian Laundrie has probably been found in Swampy today. Remains backpack, water level, drained to find him. No, I was talking about that earlier. That's probably what happened. Death Thing says, I'm glad I'm alive. Thank you. No, what happened was okay, this is what I think. I said it earlier for everyone that's watching. Sorry to be repetitive. I think listen, okay, I've told the story before. I've driven 2 of my ex-girlfriends cross country. Both were complete nightmares. My first girlfriend, Sarah, I drove her to Los Angeles, and we were in the car together for 12 days, hotel, out to eat. And I think by the 5th day, we're just screaming and yelling at each other because we're so sick and tired of being around each other. I drove my second girlfriend, Marissa, from Cleveland to San Diego. By the time we got to Vegas, I was like, get me out of this fucking car. Get me out of the car. It was that bad. We just fought the whole time. Now, listen, I would never kill him. I like to think I wouldn't. So you imagine being 2 months in a car, sleeping in the car, sleeping in a tent. There's going to be some fighting going on. And I don't know what happened. I don't condone it, but granted, this dude lost his cool, choked her, she died, flipped out, freaked out, made horrible decision after horrible decision, thought, how can I come up with a plan to get away with this? I'll say, this is all hypothetical. This is me being in Brian Laundrie's shoes. He was probably like, okay, I'll say we got in a fight, because they have the body cam footage of him getting pulled over, them fighting. And the cop told him, split for a day, get a hotel. So I did that. And I came back, Gabby was gone. I don't know where she went. I don't know what happened. And he probably freaked out because he's like, oh, people are going to think I did this. So he drove home, told his parents exactly what I just said. And he started thinking it more and more. And they're like, they're not going to believe this because I didn't call the police. I didn't report her missing. What am I going to do? My world's closing. Then they find her body. And he's just like, okay, the gig's up. My DNA is all over. It's over. And then he freaked out. He went to the reserve, committed suicide somehow. I don't know how he did it. And then swampland, swamp animals ate him, had him for lunch, and they found his remains. That's what I think. That's when I put the PI hat on. Sounds legit. From the police video, she looked like a handful. Jesus Christ. Come on. Not quite Alex Engelberg crazy, but still. Do I own any Bitcoin? That's 100% no. In fact, the guy who does my website is really big on the Bitcoin. Me too, 100%. Put my website in there. Oh, and do me a favor. Death Thing says, not only are you the captain, but you're the detective. I appreciate that. I pride myself on crime drama, detective work. Okay, I'm putting a link in here right now. All right, this link is to my, hold on. This link is to my Instagram. If you could do me a solid, you can follow me on Instagram. Just hit follow. And I posted a video that I'm proud of. And it should have way more views. And if you can go to the first page of my Instagram, like this, if you see it, it's the last one I posted. It's right there. It's right on the, where my finger's covering it up right there. Oh, not that one. This one right here. If you do me a favor and press like, and leave a comment, because that builds the algorithm or whatever, and then the video gets out more, and Instagram shares it more. So I really think it's good, and I'm proud of it. I think it's funny. But if you feel, if you're kind enough, you'd like to follow me and do that, I would appreciate it. Or you could just say it sucks. I don't give a shit what you say. Just leave a comment. Captain Crime Detective, Tampa Division. Thomas McNulty. If any rich persons are watching, hit him off with Bitcoin. Life is short. Live. Rock with your coins out. All right. Richie Jones says he's already following, but he will like and comment. Thank you, Richie Jones. Brodog says, oh, I met Adam Hunter, said he used to be good friends with Bert, and ever since Bert made it big, he won't return Adam's calls anymore. Adam said it on one of his podcasts a while back. I can believe that. And Adam's funny. Adam's a funny comic. Life is short. Rogan is shorter. That's pretty funny. Everyone's funny. Where are we at? 48 minutes? That's pretty good. That's pretty good for my third podcast today. You're welcome. I got Sit Down Zumach up on Patreon right now. Go ahead, sign up for as little as $3. I got Misery Loves Football up on the football Patreon. I just did a live, and I did some local football podcasts back home. That's a lot of podcasting. A lot of interesting content. Richie Jones, big timer, Bert. Although somebody said yesterday in the chat, Sam Tripoli was saying nice stuff to me on the last podcast, so I might have to reach out to Sam Tripoli. Well, damn, I hate to leave you guys with 36 people in here. That's more than Opie, and Opie's he's been doing this since he was 18. Opie's been broadcasting. He's a multimillionaire from broadcasting, and I have just as many viewers. And I just started my YouTube page, growing it 4 months ago. So that's not bad. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives, I got big plans for the page, so hit subscribe. I'm going to invest a little cash into this. Miss you already, Chad. Brian Hacker says, just got him to Earl Skankle. Dude is funny as fuck. Brodog says Sam seems like an okay dude, even though he's batshit crazy. Honestly, that should be his bio. You're a good judge of character. Skakel is hilarious. But we're going to be start doing some more bad guys. I got a lot more time on my hands since I'm, I guess, banned from MLC. Flimsy Greenberg, any live podcasting? Unfortunately, not with MLC. I had a big plan for that, but that was kiboshed. That was 86th in restaurant terminology. Had ideas, big plans, even talked to the owner about it. So we'll see. Things change. You never know how things work out. God bless you guys. Thank you for turning into my live chat. We will see you soon. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the Venmos. I do appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Go check out those podcasts and sign up for the Patreons if you can. Thanks again. See you soon.